Hi, my name's Ian from Rustbuster, and this is the first of our instructional videos. Number one is going to be how to mix and prepare correctly our Epoxy Mastic EM1-2-1 primer finish. Epoxy Mastic is a two-component or 2K epoxy. This means that you have a base and a hardener. We have component A. This is the colour, which in this case is grey. And we have component B, which is the hardener. And then inside the kit as well, you also get some thinners. Thinners can be adjusted according to the viscosity you want, whether you want to brush it or whether you want to spray it. We're going to open component A, the colour, and then we're going to use a flat paddle to stir the product prior to decanting. Because this is a 1-to-1 mix, as its name suggests, EM1-2-1, this means that it's equal components of A, the colour, and B, the hardener. So let's just decant and make 100 ml of epoxy mastic. I'm going to use a graduated mixing cup, as this gives you a fair degree of accuracy. So first of all, I'm going to pour 50 ml of component A, the colour, into the mixing cup. Okay, that's 50 ml component A. And then we're going to get my component B. Component B is quite a bit more viscous than the component A. And then, using the other end of my paddle, I'm going to mix component B. Can you see there? It's not particularly warm in here today, and you will find that the temperature will automatically adjust the viscosity of the epoxy. So if you are able to get it warmer, say up to 23 to 30 degrees, you are going to be able to reduce the viscosity quite a bit. So this is our component B, mixed in with the paddle to a creamy consistency. And then we're going to decant 50 ml again of component B into the component A. So we're going to bring this up to 100 ml. There we go. Could you cut? Now the two components are together, you can see. We're going to mix them again using the paddle. Mix them in thoroughly into a creamy consistency. See there, we've beaten the products. Use a flat bladed paddle, not a screwdriver. A screwdriver doesn't really mix the components properly, and that will affect the cross-linking of the components A and B, which need to be able to find each other and form a really tough matrix onto the steel. So we mix these together. And that's perfect. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to let this stand for 10 minutes. That sets off the reaction. So 10 minutes we're going to let this stand, and then we're going to add some thinners. It's 10 minutes, time to enjoy a nice cuppa. And now we're going to add 10% thinners to this mixture, because I'm going to be brushing this. So 10% is about right. You can sometimes find in warmer temperatures that 5% is more than enough. If you want to use it as a scrape coat filler, so you're filling imperfections in the surface where there's old rust pits and areas, you can scrape a coat over the surface and use that neat. That will actually fill the surface imperfections, and then you can give it a second coat as a round coat over the top, and the steel will come up like new. That's why we call it a steel renovation paint. So for 10%, we just want 10 mil, obviously. So we're going to decant 10 mil. Measure it. You want to be as accurate as you can be, and then pour the 10 mil into our mixture, and then stir this in, and this will drop the viscosity again, so that you'll be able to get it to flow nicely off of the brush. If you're spraying, you can find that it needs to be maybe 15%, and then that really depends on the pressure you've got, the amount of air your gun requires, and also the size of the spray tip. Spray tips can range anything from, for 1.5 to 1.8 or larger. Right, that's it. Can you see the dropping consistency of that now? So that's our epoxy mastic mixed. Called mastic, by the way, because it's quite a structured product, so you can actually apply it up to 400 microns, which is not short of half a mil, in one coat without it running or sagging on vertical surfaces, which is very useful when you're coating heavy coatings onto things like a chassis or onto edges. So that's that product mixed. Our second video in this series is going to be how to stripe coat, which is an interesting thing to do, to be able to get absolutely all the protection you need on the very vulnerable edges of a vehicle's steel, and then how to brush coat using a round brush. So thank you very much for watching, and remember, all you corrosioneers out there, we want to protect your precious metal, so do it right, do it once.